Welcome back, Bazigars. In this video, we will be learning how to play a straight draw. We will talk about the different types of straight draws and the strategies we can use to play it. A straight is when you have 5 consecutive cards of any suit with no gap in between them. The lowest straight is ace, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the highest straight is 10, jack, queen, king, ace. Here you must note that even though ace is the highest ranking card in a straight from 10 to ace, it can also be used as the lowest ranking card in a straight from ace to 5. A straight draw is when a player has 4 of the 5 cards needed to make a straight by using both his whole cards and 2 cards on the board, or by using only 1 of his whole cards and 3 cards on the board. A straight draw in poker can be of 2 different types: open-ended straight draw and gut shot straight draw. Open-ended straight draws are when a player has 4 consecutive cards of any suit with no gap in between them, and the straight can be completed by a 5th card from either of the 2 ends. For example, let's say you have 9, 10 and the flop is 7, 8, queen. Here any 6 will complete your straight from the bottom end and any jack will complete your straight from the top end. The other type of straight draw is called a gut shot. This occurs when there are 4 cards connected in a sequence but there is a 1 card gap in the middle. From our early example, if the flop was 5, 6, 8 instead, then we need only a 7 to complete our hand, and this is why gut shot draws are slightly harder to make and not as strong as open-ended straight draws. Now let's understand the different ways to play a straight draw with some examples. Let's say you have 9 of hearts, 10 of hearts and raise from the dealer position. Only the big blind calls and the flop is 7 of spades, 8 of spades, queen of spades. Here the big blind checks, you bet and he calls. The turn is a 6 of spades. Now even though you have completed your straight, since there are 4 spades on the board, any spade card in your opponent's hand can make him a flush. Hence, your straight may not be the best hand here. Let's take a similar example. You have 9 of hearts, 10 of hearts and the flop is 7 of spades, 7 of hearts, 8 of clubs and turn is 6 of spades. Once again, you have completed your straight, but keep in mind that there is 1 pair on the board, which means there is a chance your opponent could have a full house with 7, 8 or 6, 7. But most probably, your straight is still the best hand. Now the river is an 8 of diamonds. Now, since there are 2 pairs on the board and any 7 or 8 could give your opponent a full house, your straight is probably not the best hand and you can fold if your opponent bets big. As we have stated in our earlier videos, there are 2 ways to win a pot, either by having the best hand or by making the best hand fold. With that said, we now come to semi-bluffing with straight draws. When semi-bluffing with a straight draw, it is important to first understand the type of opponent and the strength of his hand. If you think he is an opponent who folds very easily or has a weak hand, then semi-bluffing with a straight draw can be a good strategy. However, if you think the opponent does not fold easily or has a strong hand, then it is better to check and try to complete your straight before betting. Let's understand this better with an example. Our opponent raises to 300 pre-flop and we call on the button with the 9 of spades, 10 of spades and everyone else folds. The flop is 7 of clubs, 8 of hearts, queen of spades. Our opponent bets 300. What should we do next? In order to decide whether you should call or fold, you should first calculate the probability of completing your straight draw. Since there are 4 sixes and 4 jacks in the deck, you have a total of 8 cards that will complete your straight draw and give you the best hand. These 8 cards that make your hand the winning hand are also called outs. A quick and easy way to approximately calculate the probability of completing your straight draw is to simply multiply your outs by 4 for the turn and multiply by 2 for the river. So since you have 8 outs, you have 8 into 4 is equal to 32% probability of completing your straight on the turn and river combined. To understand these percentages, check out our video on poker odds. This simple multiplication of your outs with 2 and 4 to calculate the probability of your hand winning can be done for all types of draws in poker. So since our opponent has raised pre-flop and is now c-betting, he might have a strong hand. But now that we know we have 32% or about 1/3 chance of winning the hand, we can go ahead and call the bet of 300 comfortably and see the turn. Now suppose our opponent had checked the flop instead of betting. We can go ahead and bet with a straight draw. Here, we can win the pot in two ways. By either getting our opponent to fold, or even if he calls, we may complete our straight and win a bigger pot. Another example of having good reason to semi-bluff is when you have better chances of winning than your opponent, even when you have not connected with the flop. Let's say you have 7 of clubs and 8 of clubs, and the flop is 5 of clubs, 6 of clubs, and king of diamonds. Say your opponent had raised from early position and there is a big possibility that he has a king. Now he may be ahead on this flop with his ace king or king queen or maybe even ace ace type of hand, but do you know that you have a better chance of winning this hand mathematically? Yes, it's true. Since any 4 or any 9 will make a straight for you and any card of clubs will make a flush for you. You have 15 outs or cards that can make you win over your opponent, which is more than 56% chance in your favor. If you want to learn more about semi-bluffs, check out our video titled What is Bluffing? Lastly, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid with straight draws. Number 1. Putting more chips than what is in the pot with a straight draw. Make sure you always calculate your probability of completing your straight using the rule of 2 and 4 before deciding to call your opponent's bet. Number 2. Trying to complete your straight draw on a flush draw or paired board. Remember, when there is a possibility of a stronger hand like a flush or a full house, the value of a straight draw goes down. Proceed with caution on such boards. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you are now confident in your ability to play straight draws. Thank you for understanding this video. We will see you in the next one.